Nobody expected the royal palace to become the center of the biggest story of the year. Early this morning, rumors began spreading that Sheikh Hamdan had made an emotional promise about the woman he loved. At first, people thought it was just another social media rumor, but as more people started talking, the story became impossible to ignore. According to people close to Sheikh Hamdan had been in love with the same woman for years. Even though they were no longer together, he had never stopped loving her. One palace employee said Sheikh Hamdan had changed completely over the last few months. He doesn't smile anymore, the employee claimed. He finishes his royal duties, then goes back to his room. He spends hours alone. Everyone can see he is carrying pain in his heart. Another source said Sheikh Hamdan recently held a private meeting with the woman. Nobody knows exactly what happened inside the room, but people claim the conversation lasted for almost 2 hours. When the meeting ended, those standing outside noticed that Sheikh Hamdan looked heartbroken. His eyes were red, but his face was calm. Then, according to the rumors, Sheikh Hamdan finally spoke. His voice was low but clear. I love only one woman. He paused for a few seconds before saying something that shocked everyone. I will marry her, no matter what happens, no matter who stands in my way. She is the woman I have chosen, and I will never choose anyone else. Nobody said a word. The silence inside the palace felt heavier than ever. One witness claimed Sheikh Hamdan looked directly toward the woman before speaking again. The world can tell me to forget her. My family can ask me to move on. The palace can put pressure on me, but my answer will never change. He took a deep breath. She is the woman I want beside me for the rest of my life. According to the rumors, the woman stood quietly. She did not answer. Some people believe she was shocked. Others believe she was trying to hide her emotions. Within minutes, the story reached social media. Millions of people started sharing Sheikh Hamdan's alleged words. Some called it the most romantic royal confession ever. Others believed love should never become pressure, and hoped both people would be free to make their own choices. The royal palace refused to answer questions from reporters. Their spokesperson simply said, the royal family does not comment on private matters. That short statement only made people more curious. Outside the palace gates, hundreds of reporters waited for any sign of Sheikh Hamdan. Television channels began special live broadcasts. News websites updated their headlines every few minutes. Across the country, everyone was asking the same question. Who is the mysterious woman who captured Sheikh Hamdan's heart? Late that evening, another rumor began spreading. Someone claimed Sheikh Hamdan had looked at an old photograph before quietly whispering, I have waited this long. I can wait longer, but my heart will never belong to anyone else. Whether those words were true or not, nobody could confirm. Sheikh Hamdan's love had become the biggest royal headline of the year, and this was only the beginning. The story of Sheikh Hamdan did not end there. The next morning, every television channel was talking about the same news. Newspapers printed his photo on the front page. Social media was filled with one question. Who is the woman Sheikh Hamdan refuses to forget? The royal palace remained silent. No news statement was released. That silence only made the rumors grow even faster. According to people close to Sheikh Hamdan in this fictional story, Sheikh Hamdan had not slept all night. He stayed alone in his office, looking at old letters and photographs. Everyone around him could see that he was deeply hurt. One palace employee said, We have never seen him like this. He looks calm on the outside, but inside he is completely broken. Later that afternoon, another private meeting was arranged between us, Sheikh Hamdan, and the young woman. The room was quiet. For a long time, neither of them spoke. Finally, the woman broke the silence. Chor, please, forget me. Your life is different from mine. We cannot be together. Sheikh Hamdan looked at her without saying a word. After a few seconds, he slowly stood up. His voice was calm, but every word carried deep emotion. Chor, I have tried to forget you. He paused. Chor, I failed. The woman lowered her eyes. Sheikh Hamdan continued. Chor, every morning I think about you. Every night I pray for you. I have everything a man could dream of. But without you, none of it means anything. But tears filled the woman's eyes, but she stayed silent. The prince took one slow step closer. Chua, I don't want another princess. I don't want another love story. Chor, I only want you. The room fell silent again. According to rumors, the woman quietly replied, Chua, life doesn't always give us what we want. Sheikh Hamdan looked at her for a long moment. Then he answered, maybe not, but my heart made its choice a long time ago. He placed his hand over his heart. Chor, as long as it keeps beating, it will beat only for you. Outside the palace, reporters waited for hours, hoping someone would come out and explain what was happening. Instead, they only saw Sheikh Hamdan leave the building alone. His face showed no anger, only sadness. Photos of Sheikh Hamdan quickly spread across social media. Many people commented that he looked like a man carrying the weight of the entire world. That evening, another rumor began spreading across the kingdom. A palace insider claimed Sheikh Hamdan had made one final promise before leaving. According to the source, he quietly said, I cannot force someone's heart. Love must always be a choice. But I will never stop loving her, and if one day she chooses me, I will be waiting. Those words touched millions of people. Some called it true love. Others said the prince needed to let go. Who loved with all his heart, and who, in the end, chose love with respect over possession. As